Hi, Cancer. My name is Marlissa. This is At Work from Mars Tarot. And today I'm here to do a past, present, future reading for you. Proud of y'all. Y'all were number 8 last week, and now you're number 2. So either number 7 or 8. But you were not in the top 6. So very proud of y'all. But again, just like I told Pisces, and it's no surprise, but it's like, okay, Cancers, y'all are the lover boys. So let's just hop right on into it, okay? So in your past, I see earth signs: Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, heavy on the Virgo, and then Scorpio. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, heavy on the Virgo, and then Scorpio. All right. So I feel like in your past, 6 months, a year ago, you name it. All right. You were very focused on your wealth. All right. You were focused on your craft. It's like, all right, like, let me pour into that. All right. Let me pour into that so that way I can be the Queen of Pentacles. I can take care of myself. I can provide for myself. I can provide for my community. All right. But at the same time, though, Cancer, there's some sort of loss that you experienced. Like maybe by hyper focusing on work and your finances, like maybe you were not able to accept like your emotions. Maybe there was something going on with your emotions, or maybe you had a physical loss, like maybe someone passed away. Um, Regardless of what this loss was, or let me also say this. Mm, okay, we gonna flip that. So, I feel like you had some sort of loss. Lost. You were experiencing a death and a rebirth, sign of Scorpio. So when a death comes, it's like, all right, we're ending certain things about ourselves so that way we can become anew, so we can be reborn. And when you were going through that loss, you disconnected, from others quite a bit. You went into hermit mode. You were reflecting, sign of Virgo. All right. And maybe stepped away from social media. Even could have stepped away from your job, because at some point you were locked in, but you had to lock into your spirit, all right, to figure out what was going on with you and to self-reflect. I also feel like maybe some of you did not step away from your work, and when you were going through this death and rebirth, maybe instead of focusing on your emotions a little bit more, you just dove into work. So you could be the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you could have also experienced a loss of a child. Like, I hate to say that, but maybe some of you experienced a loss of a child, because the Queen of Pentacles is typically a mother. Maybe, 6 months up to a year ago, Cancer, maybe you had something like, maybe you have a complicated relationship with your daughter or son, with your child. Okay. Now, something at some point in your past, uh, there was an offer made to you. You weren't open to it at first, but you became open to it. And maybe it was after more, self reflection. Okay. So you had some big changes, in your past. All right. I know that was a little bit confusing, but bear with me. Okay. In the present, if you have a Pisces placement, please watch that, because in the present, Pisces are also having to be patient and plan as well. If you're connected to a Pisces in any sort of way, their Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, rising sign, whether it's a daughter, parent, lover, you may want to go watch that reading if you have a Pisces placement or you're connected to one. But right now, Cancer, you're being required to be patient and to plan. All right, you may be seeing 555. All right, or just increments of 5 5 5 5 5 5 5. You might be seeing those numbers. Okay. Right now you are going through it. I'm not even gonna hold you. You're going through it spiritually and physically. Some of you may be experiencing some sort of financial loss. All right, financial and material changes. Usually when this comes up, it is about a loss of like finances. Okay. So maybe some of you are in between jobs, or maybe you had multiple jobs, but you're feeling something financially, which of course impacts you materially. Some of you, could be going through some sort of separation or something if you are married. If not, maybe your financial state makes you worried about like being a wife and being a mother at some point. Flip, genders how you feel, appropriate. All right. but there is something that you're experiencing in your financial and your material world. Um, Obstacles and challenges. Spiritually, you are going through it, okay? So if you feel like God, source, spirit, universe is two-piecing you, like that's, that's what's happening, all right? But it's happening for you, not to you. And you have to remember that. Also, now or soon, we are at the end of July, okay? There is some sort of love offer coming in. Love begins. This would be the Ace of Cups in traditional tarot. So I feel like, so you have a love offer come in, but I feel like you're going to be mentally conflicted about it for whatever reasons, okay? Because at the bottom of the deck, we have mental conflict. So there could be something you're not quite trying to see. You may not see the person as a romantic interest at first. You may feel like you have too much going on to entertain this, but baby, you're the Empress. We have fertility here. You're going to get everything, that you want. You're able to fertilize things. You're able to make things grow. Even for some of you who want to be a mom, this is for sign of Taurus and Libra. For some of you who want to be a mom, it's going to happen. It's just, you have to let things happen how it's supposed to. Be patient and be planned. Get your spiritual life in order. Get your financial life in order. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to happen. It's just not happening on your timeline. All right. But this may be happening soon. And even if it's not pregnancy, it's like, you seeing like creative ventures through. I also feel like with the love begins here, and this green that's like in her, heart chakra area, I feel like whoever comes along, they're going to actually see that you are Empress and they're going to treat you as such. So I love that. All right. So in the future, all right, maybe the next 6 months, the next year, some of y'all very well may have a baby. All right. So don't say I didn't warn you. If you don't want that, wrap it up, do what you need to do. But the signs that I see here in the future are the Queen of Wands, so Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. I see Aquarius. Yeah, those are the 4 signs I see: Aquarius, and then Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. All right. So you are going to have an honest conversation, with someone. There's going to be a breakthrough. You know how you're going through that tough time right now? I feel like truth is going to come out. How right now, you're in the energy of being mentally conflicted. You're going to be very clear. You're going to be successful. You're going to be direct. All right. New insights are going to come through, visions, facts, truth, and you're going to be okay. All right. There's a lot of healing that is going to take place as well. So just want to let you know that. And I see the 10 of Cups here. So I love that you're going to go from the Ace of Cups to the 10 of Cups. You're going to go from the beginning of the suit, like the cups, to the end. So that's how much like you're going to progress, between now and present and in the future. There's happiness there. There is a loving relationship. There's domestic joy. There's emotional stability. All right. So you see that you have mental stability. You see that you're going to have emotional stability. There's nothing about like finances, in the 6 months to, 6 to 12 months, whatever, in the future. But I'm sure with all the other things aligning, that will come along for you too, Cancer. But there's a lot of happiness, and this couple is holding a baby. This couple's holding a baby. Now, you know what? You're going to have a lot of peace, all right? A lot of peace, a lot of renewal, and also even in the future, you may need to take time for yourself, especially if you do become a mommy, all right, a mamacita. You may need to still remember to take care of self and retreat when you need to, but I just feel like you're going to be at peace in that situation. If you have a fire sign placement, Cancer, like if you're a Cancer sun, but you're a Sag moon, your confidence is going to be significantly increasing. You're going to be optimistic. Maybe some of you all could be connecting with the fire sign. All right. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I feel like you're going to be a social butterfly. Very independent, optimistic. I love the Queen of Wands because she's a queen who builds herself up, but builds others up too along the way. And I love that. Okay, so you're going to be in this Queen of Wands energy. At the bottom of the deck here, we have the Star, which is about healing, you know, miracles, you know, positivity, purpose, all of that. And you're going to get here once you choose to move on from something. It may be a family member, or like the ways your family are. Cancers are very big on family as well as Tauruses. And underneath that Star card, I'll show you. Underneath that Star card was the Six of Swords, which to me, this is like when you're moving on and moving forward. So it's like, oh, in order to heal, I have to move on and move forward from something, right? And then underneath that moving on card was the Ten of Pentacles, which is about legacy, family, ancestry, all right? So there's something that you got to start moving different than the family, Cancer. And then, you know, you'll get to where you want to be. Acceptance. Accept past and current situations. Work through issues gracefully. So when you really, I believe, let go and you move on and you work through what you went through and what you're going through, that's when the real healing is going to come. That's when the real abundance is going to, you know, start like falling in, because it's like, all right, she or he is showing us, you know, showing God, Source, Spirit, Universe that like, here, I can provide you with these blessings because you're being obedient. All right, you're moving forward when we're giving you the signs to move forward. You know, you're working through your past and your, you know, present, you know, traumas or problems or emotions, whatever. Here's your reward. It's peace. It's happiness. It's a union. It's a baby. It's everything that you ever wanted, Cancer. All right. So what you gonna do? You gonna sacrifice to get everything you wanted? You gonna accept things? Let me know, Cancer. I love y'all. Please like the video. I'll go ahead and subscribe if you like it here, if you love it here. When you like the video, other Cancers such as yourself can see this. Thank you for being number 2 this week. See you next time.